Well, guys, I didn't intend to make this video this morning. In fact, I actually have the history of Kenworth video downloading that I'm going to put up later on tonight. And I was kind of hoping to get away from this subject a little bit, but now I see it's going to go on for a while. Scott Miller, the man who died in Colorado on 285 when a load of steel rolled on top of him, or was dumped on top of him. It never actually rolled, just the steel did. I was going to talk about him a little bit, and I decided not to because, you know, families need their privacy, but their family is speaking out, so I'm going to talk about him a little bit. So, guys, the charges against Ignacio Cruz Mendoza have been dropped down from vehicular homicide, various assault charges, to careless driving. 4 counts, 1 resulting in death, 3 resulting in injury. The family has spoken out about it. They are obviously not very happy with it, and they want accountability. Let me tell you about the guy's past, though, okay? Not only, well, you know, I'd already talked in a previous video about the 16 times that he was deported back to Mexico and had just been told to get out of the country. But he also had a DUI charge in 2018 in the United States. Now, most of us couldn't even get a job if we only had a DUI charge just 6 years ago. I don't know, I guess maybe you can, but I don't really know. I haven't looked for a job for a long time, and don't really know what the qualifications are anymore. It used to be you would never get a license again, and if you did, you would wait at least 10 years. But the guy didn't have a license, so what does it matter? He also had a drug charge in 2002 in Oregon. It didn't say what the drug charge is. I don't even care to look into it. I'm sure, you know, they waved that down to misdemeanor and sent him back to Mexico, probably 3 feet into the border, where he turned around and followed the authorities right back over. Here's the ironic thing. 64-year-old Scott Miller, who was killed in this accident, actually drove a truck. He had just retired at 64 years old, and it said that he owned a water distribution company. He would actually train truck drivers, and safety was his #1 concern, especially where they lived. He did live in that area there. I forget what the town is. What is that? Corby, Colorado. So on 285 up there, you know, he's big into mountain training and things like that. His family spoke out. His wife, Deanne Miller, and his daughter, Michelle Tusa, are pretty upset, but they want change to Colorado law, and I got to agree with them. We need change to laws all over. I'm actually working on letters to some legislators, which I will do a video about, show you what they were, in case you want to do something, pretty much the same to that, which I'll do here probably sometime over this weekend. I'll show you. I did do the letters and then sent them out to my wife, who's way smarter than me and could edit them to make them make sense. But yeah, so this man just retired, and he apparently was very active ATV rider, very active rock climber, which, you know, is big in that area. And I guess, you know, still at 64 years old, which, I don't know, me at 45 years old, I'm not climbing, which, you know, his family said he was very young. I mean, 64 years old is pretty young, just going into, you know, the best years of his life. This is what we work for. And yeah, real sorry. I'm just disappointed. I don't know why the charges were lowered so much. You know, they said that the brakes went out. Here's a few other things about this. Let's talk about the truck. The guy said the brakes went out, but there were skid marks at the scene. If you don't know this, if your brakes go out, you can't produce skid marks. So his brakes were working at least to some capacity. However, upon inspection of the vehicle, his brakes were way under spec. And that's not surprising because the last inspection that his truck had was in 2020, 4 years ago. You know, I get my truck inspected every 4 months. It's required here. And, you know, there's a lot of times that there is something wrong. Something is found. Whether it's a wheel seal starting to seep, or a lot of times the mechanic tells me, hey, this is going on, or hey, your brakes, you're going to want to watch this out on the brakes because you probably only have, you know, 6 months left on them, or, you know, watch this. And just, I mean, to not have an inspection for 4 years at all, and I'm sure that they weren't real big on the pre-trip and post-trip inspections. But the brakes did work to some extent. But I'm not going to beat this up. I mean, there'll be more videos about this afterwards, and hopefully it'll be about the efforts that his family, you know, his wife Deanne and his daughter Michelle will be doing in the future. I am going to try to reach out to them. I imagine everybody's trying to reach out to them while they're trying to grieve, so I'll probably wait a little bit to do anything like that. But I don't know. Is Colorado just, I don't know, or are they just light on crime? I mean, did they not want to take the time to prosecute? Or did they want to do misdemeanor charges so they could deport him faster? Which, okay, that'll work, but what a nice Peterbilt pulling out over there. But it hasn't worked in the past. In fact, 16 times it didn't work. But anyway, you know, to the Miller family, you know, they said Scott Miller was a great guy. Obviously, you know, he owned a company and spent time training people in driving truck. It's such irony. I don't know what more to say about it at this point. So, yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Scott Miller. It's, I'm sure we'll hear more about you. And yeah. Anyway, guys, you know, comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you don't want to comment, you want to email me, you can email me at finchresources@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I don't do much with Instagram, but I do a lot with Facebook under the Trucking Resources name. So, yeah, I'll catch you on the next video.